Yeah, great to be back. Just the whole aspect of the match day feeling again. It's something that you don't get when you're watching it on iFollow. You know, you don't get that match day buzz, which I've had all day really, but it's one of them ones where you expect to win, you do win, but you're not convinced at all. I'm not one for being negative, but I can't help but be negative over a win, if I'm being honest. I think it's just papering over the cracks. I still don't think we're by any means good enough. We get done over by any good team we come up against in this league, and we wouldn't have won tonight if we hadn't come up against the side who were bottom of the league, with all fairness to them. But a win's a win, and they all count, I suppose, at the end of the day.
You can't help but just be glad to be back, can you? Just seeing, I know there's only 2,000 of us, not many, made a little bit of noise, but just to see everybody back in the blue and white. It's been a long 9 months, and it's a good little treat before Christmas, I think, for everybody. I think everyone needs a little pick me up, but the performance wasn't really there.
I'm delighted to be back. I have to say that being in Churchman, the atmosphere was crap, and surrounded by people who obviously haven't woken up for the last 40 years. Francine was having a right go at the end at people, and they just told her to calm down, which, really? You're a football match? I mean, it's good to be back. Can't wait to be in the North Stand with some people who shout. The game, bunch of wank, basically. We didn't deserve to win. It was poor. There were individual flashes here and there. I thought that Hughes woke up after several months of being comatose. Judge passed around a bit. He's better in the centre of midfield, I think. But we got away with it. They had a plan, they stuck to it. The 3 occasions the ball flashed straight across the box. That was obviously what they were doing. They're getting it wide and flashing it across. Same goal we conceded against Portsmouth. That's how we conceded the goal tonight, and it happened a couple of other times. First 9 minutes, played on the front foot, pushed forward. I thought this is quite good. This is, and then we just went, nah, can't be arsed with that. It just and fizzled out. We didn't deserve anything from it, and doesn't change a single thing at the end of it, because Burton are rubbish. We were rubbish. We got a win, and we'll get caned against Peterborough because they're a half average side. So, bollocks.
Really great to get back to Portman Road. Really enjoyed the listening to Radio Suffolk on the way down. Getting a bit of the build up, and kind of weird in the car park, so because it was like half empty. But really impressed with getting in. It's really smooth, and so the start was just what I wanted. Really high tempo, and we looked at the beginning, the first 10 minutes, like this could be a 3 or 4-0. And then something happened around about 12 minutes. I actually saw it on the clock, and we just started going backwards, and everything was like really tentative, and it was a bit of a worry really by half time. Obviously they got the goal, and half time it could really have gone either way, and that was it. Just like, oh, here we go again. Second half I thought was better. I thought some of the players sort of stood up. It was a shame to see Bennett's go off though, because he was, I thought he was a really good driving force. But I thought Judge played better in the second half. I thought Hughes played better in the second half. Obviously he got the goal, but it was very, very bitty. So you never really felt like that. Compared to last year, like some of the teams that we turned over, it never really felt like that, and it never really felt smooth. Partly down to Burton, I think, in terms of their time wasting in the way they were breaking up the game. But a win's a win. If we keep, I noticed some of the other teams drew or lost against lower teams, so we are picking up those points. So if we can just hang in there until we get some of those good players back, maybe, just maybe, we can put in a good shape of form. Always trying to be optimistic, at least, anyway. Yeah. But good night.
Well, lovely to be back. Bumped into some people I know, hinting for a while, so that was good as well. First 10 minutes very positive. Hit them hard to start with. Then we took the foot off the gas again. Obviously they equalised. Overall thoughts, I think that was better. Weren't brilliant, definitely weren't brilliant. But typical, all these teams come to Portman Road and they want to frustrate us. And really, I think we need in January a big striker up front. Ollie Hawkins didn't really do nothing to. That's good to have people up front today, but no, there wasn't enough presence up front. You look at the Wickham number 10, he gave McGuinness a hard game. and they got strength up front, and they weren't a bad outfit. Once they went behind, they started turning nasty. Halfway through the second half, we stopped playing backwards and started actually going forward and doing good. So yeah, on the whole, better, but not brilliant, and fingers crossed for Saturday.
Well, it's going to go down in the annals of history as a 2-1 win. It's still worth 3 points. The play was not very good. We got dragged down to that level. Burton are an awful team. They're big bullies. We're still quite young, still quite inexperienced. We didn't manage to thread the ball together. Loads of good runs, but we just didn't take it. We decided to, once again, pass the ball backwards, pass it back to the goalie, skew a clearance off, hit it long, lose the header. It's so frustrating. My voice is a bit hoarse now. I think I made up for 9 months worth of 9 months of absenteeism by shouting and the occasional swear word. But we won. It papers over the cracks. I don't think it solves anything. But it's good to be back. It's good to see everybody. It's good to meet a load of cool people that I've met online recently. So onwards and upwards. Who knows what the future holds.
It's glad to be back. I'm glad I come, to be honest, because I can actually finally see what Lambert's been saying after the games. You know, we played really, really well. It's really good, wonderful. Now I'm talking rubbish. It wasn't great. First 10 minutes, we started off really well. We passed the ball forward. We were, I think it's the first 3 minutes. I think within the first 4 minutes, we scored. So good to see Bennett's got off the mark as well. Shame about his injury. Obviously, we have to wait and see how long that's out for, but he's really come into his own the past 2 or 3 times he's played for us, so he seems to be getting better every time, but that's a bummer. But after that, obviously, played a possession game, which we always try and do, and it just doesn't work. We haven't got the players to pass it about like that, and obviously, we played a possession game, we've passed it around the back, we lump it forward, and all of a sudden, they counter and they scored. They didn't have the possession that much, and it just shows that we're not good enough for the possession game, and Burton didn't need the possession to score. We won at the end, but just a better team would have hurt us more in that game, in my opinion. In terms of Judge, I felt like he was selfish in the second half. A couple of times when he could have passed it through to Jackson or Hawkins, we could have had 2 or 3 more goals second half potentially, but he was selfish and shot, which you'd like to see, but he shot from a distance and wasted the opportunity. With Lambert, I noticed in the first half he had a right go at Wolfden. I don't know why. He went to clear it, just kind of scuffed his foot and it's gone. No worries. It was nothing to worry about, but he's had a right go at Wolfden, and then I tweeted at half time. If that was me, I wouldn't want to play for someone who's shouting at me like that, swearing at me, and it just demoralises you and there's no motivation. So I can kind of understand why we're crap at times, but yeah, it just seems that we're on to Peterborough Saturday, but it just seems that we're in a circle now. It's just a big circle. We've won today. We'll be a bottom side. We'll go to Peterborough and then it'll start all over again. We'll lose possibly. Can't beat the top 6, top 8, top 10 sides, and it just carry on and on. And it's just been like that under Lambert, and it's just got to change. Like I said, with Wolford and he shouting at him, it's just toxic in a way. I think doesn't look like it at times, but he's got to go in my eyes. I know we've won and we're positive, and I love a win, but he's like a rotten egg. I'm glad I had my mask on because past the sell-by date and it stinks of shit.
Good to have the fans back. Everyone loved the game under the lights. It's always been a kind of, special atmosphere at Portman Road under the lights. Obviously, a little bit different. Only 2,000 fans, but yeah, good that they've finally seen a win. It's been a long time coming, kind of 9 months without seeing a win here at Portman Road. So good for them. It was a great start. I really enjoyed the kind of first 10-15 minutes of the game. Thought we started with intensity on the front foot. Seemed to be a little bit more direct, which obviously led to that first goal from Bennett. And then the goal we conceded seems to be following kind of a regular pattern, which is a bit concerning. Kind of crosses to unmarked midfield runners, and that's 3 or 4 times that's happened in the last few games, which is a bit of a concern. Teams seem to have worked out that's a little bit of a weakness for us. And then the game went very flat. The ground went very quiet. You sensed a nervousness in the second half. Burton defended resolutely, as we knew they would, because they've kind of gone 4 matches unbeaten. They know how to kind of hold out. They're tough to beat, and that goal was in the end very scrappy. It's a scrappy goal for a scrappy game, really. But you look at the results around the league, it was a big win. They needed to win that. Obviously, I think Peterborough, Lincoln, Hull, lots of teams dropping points tonight, so that was a big win in the end. but it's not a victory that's going to resolve any hearts and minds when you look at the fans. It's another scrappy result against a team near the bottom of the table. The big test would then be Peterborough on Saturday, which if they then lose, the same criticism will be thrown at the team. We can beat the teams in the bottom half of the table, but we can't, when it comes to someone of any substance, we can't beat them. So it's a good win. It's always good when they win, but as I say, it's not a victory that's going to change anyone's views. I don't think. If you Lambert out before, that's not going to bring you on side. If you're happy that he's there, that's just, well, they've won, and that's a good thing. And I think that's kind of where we're at. Peterborough will show where the squad's at, and I can't see us beating them, unfortunately.